does know where Emotional is, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You know, one frag is not going to be enough. Dewey and Faultless moving in. Mixage probably will try to fake plant it and bait out players. He does hear some of them coming, so he has an idea where they are. Gets one. I'm not quite sure why Dewey was making all that noise there. Definitely made it easier for Mixage to capitalize on that frag. But last one is Faultless, and he is not making any noise. He's just crab walking around. This is down to timing, and Mixage is able to take it.
A whole lot, but is able to pick off one, but Envy does take him out. And Genesis getting that one shot. And oh! Make that two! The smoke. Bane's not in the best position, holding the corner. There are three members of Rain right around the corner. And he's able to get one, two. Can he get the third? Oh, he does!
Three. Bane's there. Insane play by
him. Few hits in, but unfortunately is not able to. It's 3v3. Atik North really low. Kippy definitely really low. Considering he's at 0 now from Lilo. And is getting a jump shot. Almost headshot through the actual. Oh! Beautiful from Lilo.
Control, you can basically shut off all rotations from side to side. And hey, what is that?
Lord. What?
That's insane.
Clearing it. All right, Room's really showing up now.
As of now, they're just kind of waiting it out.
Kissel.
Oh,
yes, he does take him out.
Oh,
he better wait. Oh, and he gets a headshot. His own grenade helping him. And triple. Third. Woo, Kissel really bringing it up.
And Faultless,
they come barreling through. Paul's able to get him. And they're trying to continuously get more. There's a lot of low players for the side of Rain. All super, super low. Adam and Mix just needed a couple taps on each. It looks like they're able to do so. At least take out a few of them. And just like that, a quadruple kill. Adam going nuts.
That's a very interesting.
Yeah, they're going super aggressive and just letting it go. I think they're just going to let this round go, get what they can get.
Kissel just
triple. Kissel coming in. Yeah, and I think this was literally, they just gave it to him. They walked middle and just stayed like, hey, kill it.
competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Geyser to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Geyser to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's going to get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but Minky is fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's going to be able to get the 4K.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to day one of EU Finals for Critical Ops Circuit Season 2. I'm Amaster15, and of course, I'm joined by Twist. How are we doing this afternoon, Twist?
Hello guys, I'm good. Hopefully we have some fine games today. It's only two, but you know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and let's see how it goes. But before that, we actually have to go over the finals format, since it's quite important that you guys understand how it's gonna be done, what changes are made from last season, you know, stuff like that. So let's just look over how the kind of two main tournaments worked, and then what brought us here today, the final tournament. So a month ago and 2 months ago, the main tournament 1 and main tournament 2 were played respectively, and the top 16 and top 8 teams out of those tournaments advanced based on the points that they got. So basically the first place got 20 points and etc. The second place got 16, and they all got these points to basically meet in this final tournament today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. As we can see, this is the point allocation system. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You can take a screenshot if you want to study it later. But let's actually take a look at the team rankings. As we can see, these are the team rankings before the final tournament. This is based on the two main tournaments that were happening before. And as we can see, Euphoria right now in quite a comfortable lead with 36 points. That is way more than Elevate or Ruthless have gathered up. As we can see, Elevate only in front of Ruthless by 1 point. They're so close together there. And then we can see Rain and Tuho as well. Kind of unfortunate for Tuho. They were 1 point away from making it into, or at least having a chance to play in the finals. But it is what it is. And today, tomorrow, and on Sunday, we're gonna see the games between Euphoria, Elevate, Ruthless, and Rain battled out in different games and different fashions. All right, let's take a look at the prize pool actually, because that is what these teams are battling for. So it's important to know. And hey, Master, maybe you can shed some light on how the prize pool works in this tournament.
Absolutely. In the main tournaments we've already had, the teams for first place were able to get $500 and 1,400 credits, and along with 15 event cases. But and of course, tier down through second, third, and down to all the way down to 8th place. Right now, we are in the final tournament, which these teams are playing for today are going to be the $2,000, the unique circuit skin, 3,000 credits, and 20 event cases. And that beautiful looking season 2 circuit skin. Whoever wins, one of these teams will walk away with this skin today. Or not today, but over this weekend as we do these next couple of days of matches. And so that's really kind of the biggest unique piece that these teams will be fighting for. Of course, credits and cases are all more welcomed, but that skin will be the one thing that you can tote around in public matches and rank to be able to really show off your skills, showing that skin off. But of course, right now we're going to be looking at the teams that are going to be going up against each other at this point. And so right now we're going to be seeing Ruthless Gaming and Elevate, and then we're going to see Euphoria and Rain going up against each other. And so right now, the first match that we're going to be seeing right now is going to be Rain versus Euphoria. And then shortly after that, we're going to be seeing Ruthless going up against Elevate. Out of everything we've seen thus far, these games are going to be absolutely fantastic to see and to find out who's going to be going into that winners finals. And then, of course, we're going to be seeing the losers bracket down there at the bottom, to where the teams that don't make it through will have a chance to fight it out yet again and to get a chance to be in the grand finals here on Sunday. So even though they may or may not lose today, they still have a chance to come back and come back at the end.
Yeah, just to quickly maybe explain the brackets a bit more closely here, because, big fans of the circuit season, they probably want to know when exactly these games will be played. So let me just clarify that. Today, there will be two best of ones. The ones that you can see on the screen, Euphoria versus Rain, and the Ruthless Gaming versus Team Elevate. Then from these two best of ones today, we will see the semifinals tomorrow, which will be a best of three. So basically the two winners of the best of one today, they go to the semifinals. And then the two losers of today go to the consolidation game, which is tomorrow, which is also best of three. And out of there, they will go to another best of three, which is the consolidation winner against the semifinals loser. And then whoever wins that, which will, as I said, be a best of three. On Sunday, we will see the grand finals. So the grand finals will be a best of five. We'll see that on Sunday, and that will be the only thing happening Sunday. Basically, we'll be just paying attention to the grand finals. So today is the two games that you see where the team's already added. Tomorrow are the three remainers, and then on Sunday it's the grand finals. Anyways, let's talk more about today. Today is round one of the final tournament, and the first game that we're going to see is Euphoria versus Rain. A very interesting game. Definitely a lot of bets have been placed on who's going to win. There's a lot of people saying, oh, for sure Rain will win or Euphoria will win. But right now, we don't really have anything more than statistics to base this decision on. So let's look at Team Rain's statistics. Let's see how they've been doing so far. And I mean not as a team, but individually, basing, like, when you look at these statistics, we can figure out which player maybe is gonna prove himself today, and which of these players maybe have to improve. So as we can see, Ecstasy right now and Emotional on the top. I would say their ratings are above 1.10, which already means they're insane players. So I would say that definitely the two best players on Rain, purely stats-wise right now, are Ecstasy and Emotional. But we can't forget about Faultless or Fallen Knight or Dewey or Melody. I'm not sure who's going to be their fifth man today. As we can see, a lot of them have played 8 games, but there's the fifth player, and it's either Fallen Knight or Melody most likely, or Thai Ming, we'll see, but all of them have played 1, 2, and 0 games respectively. Anyways, let's go over to the other side, which is Team Euphoria. Let's see how they've been doing so far. As you can see, Hazy on the top. I think this hasn't actually changed from the last time we streamed, and I'm quite sure it's because Hazy has played less maps. So obviously, if you don't play and you're on the top, it's hard for you to mess that up. So yeah, Hazy, he's the top player here with a 1.12 rating. Bit worse ratings than for the other side, than for Elevate, but the ratings are more equally spread, so that could point to the fact that Elevate is more of a team, whereas that Euphoria is more of a team, and just they all play for each other, and there maybe isn't a single star to single out. Although Genesis, he did prove himself with the sniper as a star, and on the side of Elevate, it's more like some of them are very good, and then some might need to catch up. But this is purely based on statistics, and again, even if you make the best system to kind of allocate rating, it's still not going to show what is actually happening on the stream and in reality. So this is just for reference, and I don't think you should judge these players that harshly by their ratings. Anyways, that is about it for these two teams. We dove quite deep into each of their statistics, but actually we're quite ready to take it to the first game. But before that, we actually have to figure out which map we're going to play. We don't know it yet. The teams are going to ban the maps. And so, A-Master, why don't you take us away as we enter the ban stage?
Absolutely. So if you guys are new, or if you guys have been here for quite a while, the teams get to choose what maps they do and do not want to play. And so they've made their selections, what they've banned, and of course what is left is what they get to play on. But as of right now, we get to start off with Rain. Rain is our first team to make our deciding factor on the first ban. And so our first one is going to be Port. Rain's history on Port is notoriously not as great as other maps, so I'm not super surprised to see it. But it's a great move on their part, and so it's fantastic that they've got that out of the way, so they don't have to worry about that causing any kind of hindrance. Euphoria, on the other hand, is going to be our next team to place their bans, and they're going to go ahead and get rid of raid from us. It's not normally a map that they typically like to play on, so again, they're the one to. At this point, this is where they want to go ahead and get rid of all the maps that they're not necessarily the largest on, or that they've got the best stats or win ratios for. It's all about those stats and statistics. They do matter, but not necessarily in a sense of they'll always lose on that map, right? You have a chance, but if it's something that they don't want to do, that's totally fine. But next, we're
Oh
gonna go
yeah,
ahead and get rid of Bureau. Oh, sorry about that. What was it?
no, all good, all good. Now, I just wanted to say that, as you said, many of these teams ban the maps based not on maybe the map that they're best. They don't try to like push their map, but they try to get rid of the maps that they know that the opponent is better on. So even though they might like some map, let's say Rain likes Bureau, they might still ban it because they know that Euphoria is like better than them on Bureau. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this map ban stage goes. Right now, we've gotten rid of 3 maps so far: Port, Raid, and Bureau. I think we've seen most of them on the final on the stream. Maybe not Raid, but that's fine. Anyways, the 5th map that Euphoria is actually going to take the ban for is Plaza. So Plaza out of the picture. Not going to see it today. Let's see about Rain though. It's interesting how these maps like narrow down. You can kind of guess. No, it's actually going to be Soar. Oh, that's a shame because I wanted to see Soar on stream.
We still have a
Like
chance. We still have
yeah,
many
we
more matches to go. If any, team captains or team members are listening, we would love to see it at least once. So we still have a chance. Just throwing some hints out there. But yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be going out. But finally, our last map's going to be Canals, which is kind of odd that Euphoria is going to be the one to get rid of that, to get rid of the map, just because the Canals is historically not necessarily one of Rain's best maps, but I guess they don't want to take a chance on it because they have been improving themselves on the map in past matches. So I find that that's going to be a little interesting for it. Now, granted, there was the newest update on the map, so that might have been a heavy contender on it. That the older strategies may not work anymore, and what everybody wants to do, they haven't developed the newest strats just yet. But when it comes finally down to the end of it, our final deciding map for the day, what it comes down to is we're going to see Grounded, and of course, by the end of it, the last one is going to be Legacy that's going to be left out. So Grounded will be our ultimate deciding factor of the day. If we get down to it, then that'll be totally fine. We'll see a great match come from it, but it's definitely going to be Grounded is going to be our deciding match for today.
Yeah, that is actually interesting to see. I feel like we get a lot of grounded. It seems like this is one of the more neutral maps where like all of the teams are either bad or good at, but it's a single thing. There's not like good or bad teams are grounded. They're all on kind of the same skill level. So I guess it's more of a neutral map that teams don't decide to ban. They're fine with playing it. It's maybe not their favorite map. They would have wanted, maybe Rain wanted to really play I don't know, Plaza or some other map, but it didn't happen. As you said for Canals, though, I think it's because of the newest update, since, it's a new update, both of the bomb sites have changed, so even though they might have practiced it, they don't really know. They probably never played the other team on that map, so I guess it's just smart for them to kind of not take the risk there and just assume that they're worse than the other team after the update. And I think Ground is going to be a quite fun game. It's definitely a very balanced map, especially in the last few months. I feel like teams have come up with strategies on the T side that are easier to execute. As we saw after the map rework, the B site on ground is harder to take, so teams just opt out for A and just push there, and it works great for them. We saw that in the last finals, how I think it was maybe Euphoria, who just pushed A every round pretty much and just got it. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. First game though, Euphoria versus Rain on grounded. What are your predictions? If you had to bet some money on it, which one would you bet on?
Well, if I was a betting kind of man, I would probably, out of historically seeing everything, Euphoria's got a very good chance. Now we did see them previously not do super great on grounded, but I think at this point they've learned from their mistakes. If they're a very adaptive team, so with that being in mind, that they've had some time to practice, a solid month to get prepared. Now, don't get me wrong, Rain's going to be doing their fair share of practicing and hardcore practicing on all of the maps that they will potentially be able to be playing. So these guys, as we've done some polls in the past, they practice every single day, multiple hours a day, and of course that's not even including weekends. So it's going to be really hard. It's going to come down to the wire, I think. But if I had to put a chip on it, it would definitely be Euphoria. But Rain has definitely surprised me before, and I'd greatly accept a surprise from them.
Yeah, I couldn't like put my finger down on one of these teams as well. I think it's going to be a very, very close game here since both of these teams have probably prepared the most for these finals. Since on the two main tournaments, it was like, yeah, we might win, we might lose, but at least we get the points. But here, it's more of you lose and you're out pretty much. Okay, you can go to consolidation, kind of try to advance there. But at the end of the day, this is where it's at. This is where the stakes are the highest. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see which one of these teams is able to take it. And if I had to put my vote on one of them, I would say Rain is going to take it just as a surprise and just I do expect Euphoria to take it, but I feel like Rain could be just the underdog. And as we all know, I'm the type of person who always roots for the underdog. So even if they don't win, I wish them the best of luck. And hopefully we see a close game. That's what we're ultimately waiting for. Anyways, we're going to look at the brackets once again, since some of the teams are still trying to catch up and join the server. There's a lot of recording and other stuff you have to do to make sure that you're not installing cheat software or some other permitted stuff to use in tournaments. So just give them some time. From what I heard in the info, they are joining very quickly. But let's take a look at the brackets. So this is basically how we got here. This is the main tournament number 1 brackets. We can see Rain started out quite promisingly, but got smashed by Tuho 2-0 there. But Tuho wasn't actually able to make it afterwards in the main tournament 2, and that's why they took the 5th place. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the main tournament 1. There weren't any more interesting matches than Rain versus Tuho, or unexpected, I should say. Interesting were all of the matches if you're a fan of Critical Ops. Anyways, this is the main tournament number 2, Europe. As we can see, once again, this was last month, I'm quite sure. So what we saw in the finals was Euphoria versus Rain, and yeah, I think it's a pretty clear picture of who the strongest teams in the European side are. I mean, Euphoria, Elevate, Rain, and Ruthless are like all in the finals here. So it just makes sense that they also make it first in the points. And that is about it for the brackets. I think we're going to get into the game very quickly. How do you like Grounded? Is Grounded one of your more favorite maps? When you play yourself, is it not your favorite map? Like, what are some weaknesses of Grounded, would you say? If you were a map maker and you could just change anything at a second, what changes would you make to Grounded? What do you not like about it?
Well, when it comes to grounded, it's definitely already really well balanced, and there's at least 4 different pathways you can take to get through the map. So I mean, it's definitely extremely easily well balanced. And if there's anything to change, potentially, be but to have other avenues or ways to not necessarily creating more outlets to get to the bottom sides, but to create more unique aspects to where if you can use your equipment in more unique ways, ways to, necessarily like broken glass where you can throw your equipment through it, to be, if you have good placements of said equipment, you'd be able to necessarily mess with the other team if you know where they're going to be placed or where they could be. It makes for a little bit more interesting time to where the players have to watch for just a couple extra things, but also at the same time would give the other team a bit more of an advantage depending on what side you're on. And so, and at the same time, each sides of the teams could use those areas, but again, that would just create potentially more chaos, but as we know, chaos is also good and bad. So some players may agree, some players may not, that they like it the way it is, but it's again potentially an option that they could do. But as far as playing on grounded, I love the map itself as a whole. Again, very well balanced, and what they've done so far is perfectly fine in my eyes. And the map itself could be tweaked, but again, that's just kind of trial and error to what the players may like.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. I feel like it would definitely be great to see more utility used in critical ops in general. And I feel like grounded, especially on the breach side, maybe permits it sometimes to kind of use it in a novel and smart way. So yeah, it's interesting to see what changes they will make to grounded in the future. One thing I dislike about grounded is kind of how not campy, but how hard it is sometimes to counter the coalition players camping on some head glitches. So for example, on A mid and B mid, there's like this luggage area, and it's quite hard to take the player down there because you can only hit the head there to kill him, and he can just crouch, 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 peek again, and basically it's just hard to take them down. So again, I think grounded is one of the better, if not one of the best maps of critical ops. Probably one of my top 3 favorites, to be honest. But I feel like just on the coalition side, there's a bit too many angles where only your head sticks out and it's just too hard to take you down. But other than that, I definitely feel like Ground is a great map. We have some info, some exciting info actually, that the knife round is live, so we'll be switching to the game real soon and getting into it. I'm not sure if if I was playing for the other side of these teams, I would want to start on the breach or coalition side, because even though grounded is kind of coalition sided, historically at least, it's been harder for the breach to take more rounds on the half switch. I feel like when you start on the breach side, it's just sometimes easier to come back. Well, it definitely is easier to come back, and also, if you don't completely mess it up on the breach side and you get some rounds, you have the side that you have to, get the rounds until you get the victory. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. And hold on
Yeah,
one second.
100%. Yeah, when it comes to again, whichever side, because it's a very huge deciding factor with these teams, whether they're great at planting the bomb or defusing the bomb. Each team is going to have their preferred method. You've got to play on both sides, but there's definitely going to be one that you're going to be better than the other, whether it be by 1% or 20%. If you had to put it in quantifiable numbers, and the whichever side you're able to get, especially in these knife rounds going into it, it really takes the place to where you can get either ahead or see if you can take these teams and really use their rounds against them, to then when you switch over to your side, you can completely dominate them. It's definitely something that you got to watch out for, and something with these teams really take into consideration, to where whenever they're able to make that choice and get these knife rounds, whether it be with the Mighty Morphin action or the Crab action, with how they do these knife rounds, it really makes a big deal to be able to make that happen with that deciding factor, to where they can really figure out what's the best way for them to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hey, look at that. While we're talking, we're actually getting into the game. Not quite sure if it's the pistol round or not, but oh no, it is definitely not. It is definitely not the pistol round when everyone has the knife out right like that. And hey, look at that. They actually predicted it. They're going for the crab walk. They're all just standing in one corner, waiting for it. Yeah, so I thought knife round was underway, but I guess they waited for the stream. They wanted for the stream to see the crabby squat action. So let's see how it actually turns out. We can see that they're just kind of standing on each other's side. They're waiting for it. Usually the teams either take an approach, or they just run, just run and get everyone, or they kind of try to crouch and stay in the same spot. But I think knife rounds are pretty much luck. Like, even if you're the best critical ops player, knife is only 2 hits if you're close range. So it's more or less down to luck, some timing, some movement skills. I would say movement actually plays the biggest role in the knife round, since you can crouch, you can like do other stuff to kind of get, not get injured by the opponent's knife. But at the end of the day, it is basically luck. So it's going to be interesting to see. Some pistols are getting dropped. None of them want to take the first step. Look at that. They're just trading pistols now, eh? That's why you have
gotta have a
skin.
good time, and sharing is caring, guys. So I mean, you gotta help the other team out. If you like the skins, and here we go straight into the action. They're gonna be pushing into it. It's a 1v1
Oh.
now, and it looks like Rain is gonna be able to take that win. So Rain able to get that quick switch around and get the stab at the last possible second, and able to take that. So right now, Rain is going to be deciding, as we were just mentioning, whether they want to be able to defend first or if they want to plant. It's all up to them at this to pick which one. And I would just, if I'm going to make a guess on Rain, they'd probably want to go for defense, because that's their strongest viewpoint that they do. So I'd be hard pressed to see if they would go on the offense first.
Yeah, me too. And we're actually, I think, ready to start the game. So finally, we get into it. The finals have started, guys. Are you excited? I hope you are. I am, for sure. So yeah, they're both in their spawns from what I can see right now. And game should be restarted any second now.
And
Yeah,
so it looks like we're going to be getting a restart. Of course, we get some, as per usual with some of these online tournaments, we do have wireless to deal with and with some of these players. So it looks like one of the players is having to restart his Wi-Fi. So the good news is he'll be ready and good to go. But of course, that'll be ready in just a second for him to get back in. That's definitely one of those things, guys. If you guys, when playing into these certain tournaments, you might want to, before anything starts, you want to go ahead and restart everything before everything starts. Because at that point, you get everything ready to go, everything's up front and restarted and good to go. Just a little bit of good housekeeping. Of course, some things happen, you have to do it as of right now, but some things do happen. But just it's just a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, normally before you start playing in a tournament, you make sure of kind of the essentials, that your iPad is charged, that you have your coffee, that your house isn't burning down, just stuff like that, normal stuff. But yeah, it looks like one of them really is having a problem, or not. I wanted to actually go over the players that we see on these sites today, because as we mentioned before, they get switched around. Maybe the core main 3 or main 4 stays, but most of these teams do swap out players from time to time. So what we can see on the Euphoria side is going to be Rooms, Mixage, Adam Q, Genesis, and Fierce. Now Genesis, he is definitely the sniper player. We know what he can do with that sniper when he's angry. We know how good he is and how much of a detriment to the other team he causes. Mixage, one of the highest fraggers, and then Rooms. I think he just has nice plays. Sometimes he makes a nice play, sometimes not, but for the most part, it's fun. And then on the side of Rain, we see Emotional, Thai Ming, Faultless, Ecstasy, and Shusha. And yeah, we don't have any more time to discuss that. The game is finally underway. Looks like Euphoria has opted for a storage stack and kind of Fears there. The in-game leader is just roaming around alone, trying to see which player is where. And probably after he makes the first contact, he will call out his team to push, since he is the in-game leader here. And we can see Fierce has actually gotten so far up. B-side, he could even make the call that A is stacked and B-side is clear. They are not peeking him. There's one truck. They didn't even hear it. Now they know where Fierce is. Make some noise. And look at that. All the players are pushing as well. 2 still on A site. They can make it 3. Well, they will get the plant.
That information over that everybody's going in. They're going to be sitting just on the outside, and while the bomb is being planted, and they're going to really be pushing that timetable in. The bomb is down. They're going to start pushing in. Shush coming in. Any kind of contact. Bullets are flying. Emotional was able to pick off Rooms, and it looks like Genesis and Ecstasy both able to pick off trades for each other. So we got a 2v3 going on. Ecstasy super low. Same for Emotional. Can they able to counter Emotional getting the double kill? One for a headshot. Fierce able to take out Emotional right there at the end.
That was a nice frag by him there. He'd make it 2s though. I think that round, that retake could have depended on him. So Yeah, we didn't kind of get the time to go over the players on the range side, but I feel like Emotional, as we touched on the statistics part, he is definitely one of the better players on that side. So it's going to be interesting to see what more could he deliver. Thai Ming is a new addition, if I'm correct. He didn't have any games played, so not saying he's like a bad or good player. I'm just saying, you know, he hasn't played in the final tournament with this Rain team, so it's going to be interesting to see. Anyways, Faultless here with the MP7, holding at close range. Not quite sure he knows what's up. He definitely didn't hear sound. Now he hears some rev shots, but I think this is mainly going to be just both of the teams trying to get a pick. Mainly Euphoria because they are on the offensive side. So they'll just try to get a pick and then kind of base their decision making off of that pick and where they could rotate. And yeah, I think it's going to be one of the slower rounds. You know, they have bought up, so they don't want to push that much. All of them have... This is basically a full buy. All of them have SA-58s, which are sometimes as good as an AK if you get the first spray correct. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. XC, though, with a nice hold there. Getting one. And two! Getting down Adam Q. Almost three, but Mixage takes him down.
Super close, you know, you can't have them all, but yeah, definitely getting a nice two-piece to push the team ahead. And of course, they're right now at 3v4. They're trying to circle back around for Euphoria. They got the bomb in hand. It looks like they're going to be circling towards A. Now we still have Fears hanging out, trying to get some information. Going through the connector, it looks like Shisha is able to pick him off. Same for Emotional and Genesis. Mix is able to pick off Sasha for the trade, and Emotional taking out Mix for that last player, giving up for Rain for 2. And Euphoria is still at 0, but we're in the early parts of the game. Emotional is the only one that really needs to buy up, but they are going to do some swapping out for their weapons. Faultless with the U ratio in hand. So it'll be nice to see what he can do with that. Euphoria definitely going to go for a bit of an eco. A lot of revolvers in hand, except for Genesis wanting to play it different, which that's not a surprise. But I think Genesis is going to be trying to go for that U ratio and try and pick that up.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like Genesis is definitely the best when he's with that U ratio. He's definitely a good rifler as well, but you know, he excels at the U ratio. We see XC though at the head glitch kind of luggage area, which I was complaining about before the game. And hey, look at that, the fight is actually going towards the A area. Mixage there, almost makes contact, but Shasha takes him down. There's a nice pre-fire there as well. Fortunately, nobody to catch the bullets there. Fears though, the in-game leader, left alone and the A mid area, trying to clear it out, trying to find head glitch, trying to get one, no, isn't able to. And now it's all down to Adam Q. Is it a 1v5 hero clutch? I don't think so, he only has Drev. He does have the full HP, so that is one thing on his side, but Faultless here with the U ratio isn't able to connect it, not the quickscope as well, but Adam Q now on half HP, not quite sure he can do anything more than maybe 1 or 2 frags to damage the economy. XC is going to push.
Everybody is circling around from the side of Rain, but it's not necessary being able to really come in and take the headshot on him, but he was in a really bad spot, about to be converged on for the entire team of Rain.
Yeah, he was just like left in a no man's land there. He didn't know what to do, and you know, I can't complain about him. It was a 1v5 after all with a revolver in his hand. Yeah, but now we finally get yeah, there it definitely isn't. But we finally get to kind of the first real round. You see rifles against rifles, no more force buys, no more revolvers or anything like that. So this is where the real game actually starts, where we see which one is better in a straight rifle to rifle combat. We see Adam Q pushing up, trying to jump, but making a lot of noise, so rotations have been made on the side of Rain. And look at that, they kind of faked out a mid, going back. Euphoria is known for their slow playstyle and kind of decision-making based off of, you know, the frags that they get, rather than the, you know, Fears just calls out to the start, guys, let's rush a mid, whatever happens, happens, you know. Euphoria is one of those teams that kind of thinks it through. And it shows on, you know, maybe not on the scoreboard yet, but definitely in their playstyle. And,
yeah, of course we see Genesis right off the bat with that U ratio, but it looks like Fault was able to get the headshot on him right off his first kill, which is surprising, but Genesis, of course, might need a little bit of time to get one done, so that's not the first time and only the last time you're going to see that U ratio on hand. Mix taking a little bit of damage and circling back around, actually able to take out Fears. Looks like Ming is really trying to keep down the main door here through storage. It looks like they're going to be circling back around. It's a 3v5 still. Rain doing a super good job on holding on defense. Of course, that's again what I mentioned earlier, that they were mainly known for. Emotional getting a two-piece on Mix and Ruins, taking them both out. And Adam Q coming through to unfortunately ruin that spree, but able to get the bomb planted and at least getting that for his team. And getting a headshot on Shush. Picking up the AK, but unfortunately XC able to take him out. So they are going to get that defuse.
Yeah, defuse coming in. Rain with the rescue there, and getting the frags down as well. So far, none of the rounds have really been that close. I mean, maybe the pistol round was the closest, but it seems like Rain, yes, Euphoria wasn't maybe on the best equipment, but it seems like Rain is locking it down, at least for now. They are confident in their ability, and they're definitely showing it. They're already like racking up a lot of cash. We can see Emotional on 6k, Thai, Ming on 7.5. Like, they will not have to go eco or, you know, buy less effective weapons for a while here, even if they lose. So Euphoria, ooh, an ecstasy with a triple there. What a play by him. Trying to get the ace, pushing in, gets one. Can he get the ace? Ecstasy, what an ace. Finally, we see one on the stream. What a play by him.
Just a complete clutch from Ecstasy. Now, that is definitely going to bring his rating up a whole lot, of course. I mean, but fantastic play by him and able to really utilize his positioning.
Yeah, that was just great by him. The 3k there is amazing and like on its own, but then he just pushed up and got the last two players on B long as well. Damn, that is not something you see any day. How is that a wall bang? Another one by Faultless, insane shot there. Rain is just playing absolutely out of their minds right now. Faultless, that play was so good. Everything there was perfect. His aim, his movement, his positioning, wow. Rain is really surprising me right now. Back-to-back clip rounds, pretty much. And we see it all, finally. Fears there, struggling. No!
He's going for the knife out.
Get the knife.
He's able to take him.
He does get the knife at the end, but... yeah, I'm not sure what has happened. This is not the start of a game that I expected, you know? Like, this is 6-0. We've seen so far an ace, an insane play by, I think it was Faultless with the sniper, or maybe, no, I think it was actually, yeah, it was just insane. Either way, it was just insane. So I haven't actually seen a sniper play like that on stream for a while, so...
he was able to get a complete team wipe. And the Faultless is a three-piece, and then we get to see the... unfortunately, didn't get to see the taking out of Rain for the knife, but able to still go for the 1v1 knife still. They're playing for show, and they're playing for the entertainment for today, which is fantastic. I love to see the confidence of both of these teams.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see, and Euphoria, I feel like, I wouldn't even say that they're struggling. I think that Rain is just playing absolutely out of their minds right now. Like, we saw what they're capable of doing, and that is not something we saw on every game of the stream. I feel like Rain is just, I don't know, they're just crazy today. It's gonna be interesting to see what Euphoria is doing to combat that, because if they want to win, they'll have to play even more insane, so that's what we're waiting for. Fierce, though, opens it up and takes down Genesis. Fault is there, and now they're going on the side. Emotional rack ups 3 and 4. What is
dominating? Oh my god.
Shout out to the guy who's spectating this, because finally we get to see all of the frags. This is like the best game by far, like frag wise and clip wise. Like, if someone wanted to make a frag movie out of this game, you know, you can go ahead. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Not even interesting. It's very. It surprises me a lot that Rain is able to take 7 without an answer here. But I feel like Euphoria, it isn't as dire as it seems maybe. And the side switch might even be with like 3 to 9 or something like that, or 4 to 8 if Euphoria get lucky. And hey, my prediction about Rain so far is coming through, but I'm not confident that they will keep up this insane gameplay that they're showing us right now.
Yeah, but Rain itself, they have the potential, and you know, usually they always leave something for viewers. Usually when it comes down to the finals is usually where you're going to see the craziness happen. Fierce coming up for the double, one for a headshot on Faultless and one on Ecstasy, both taking out star players for all of these massive multi-kills. Just taking out Fierce to go ahead and clean it up. Adam Q for the swap. Looks like Emotional is going to come through, and Mix is actually going to make contact first. And we're going to see Ming go down to a headshot from Adam Q to take the first round on Euphoria.
Did you see who was on the receiving end of that Eurasia bullet there on A? Because whoever it was, he was like playing on the wagon area there, and I'm quite sure he saw the sniper pass, but then he made the decision to like not slow walk, but like run up there. I'm not quite sure what was that about, because you know it was very close range, and I'm sure he knows that the other team is sounding, so that's why he went down there. He just made noise. Anyways, Fierce, another opener. So far, Fierce has been the best player on the side of Euphoria, I feel like. Definitely entry fragging and opening is not an easy task to do. Meanwhile, managing the in-game leader responsibilities as well. So, yeah, Fierce has been showing up today. But is that enough for his team to gain back the rounds and eventually get the win? We'll
I
see.
think something good to note is we've got Mix and Genesis both with U ratios in hand. So all the U ratios are on the side of Euphoria. So if this is going to be any round for them to take, this is going to be it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We definitely have 2 U ratios, something that you don't normally see as much, you know, on other maps, but ground is basically just long alleyways and long-range gunfights in general, so it makes sense to kind of deploy 2 snipers there. It's definitely a good decision on their part, I would say, especially because they have the cash for it. Hey, timing almost caught off guard, but is able to run away on 6 HP though. He'll probably go for the save, unless Emotional here is able to do some huge damage, and either the Denied Plant or take some players down. Tries the pre-fire. I think that was a pre-fire, but yeah, they're just probably gonna save it. Look, Emotional is already rotating back. Timing's on 6 HP, not pushing up, but playing it more aggressively. He knows that he could go down at any second. Oh, that timing there for him. You could say the timing for Thai Ming wasn't that good. But yeah, Emotional is just saving there. I don't think there's much he could do.
They've already got
We'll
six rounds ahead of them at this point. It'll go down to 5. So I mean, they've definitely got it to spare. But Bix is able to make contact with a U ratio on him and go ahead and kill the round early, besides the bomb going off. But they're going to still be able to get plenty of buys. Again, they've got 8,000 across the board for 2 of their players. And so they'll be buying up, and they'll be just fine for at least another couple of rounds. But that gives Euphoria a chance to really use those U ratios to their advantage at this point. And with all these long corridors and hallways, they're able to really make those to their highest advantage for them.
Yeah, I feel like this is what I meant by, you know, situation not being as dire as it seems for Euphoria. They're slowly putting back rounds. As I said, on side switch, we'll probably see a 3-9 or 4-8 score. So they're definitely, maybe they just had a rough start, but they're definitely getting back in the game. And it's probably because of Fierce, since he is the in-game leader. Again, almost getting the entry frag there, not able to. They did him down to half HP though, which is you know, better than nothing. Emotional though takes the first fight against Genesis, wins it, but Fierce finally gets Shusha. And hey, Euphoria could enter on A side. Instead, Fierce calls for a total rotation to B, and the Faultless here just jumping. But I think Rain is quite sure about, you know, what's happening. We can see Thai Ming already rotating back and checking A mid. Faultless is here as well. They don't see any action, so I'm quite sure that the call to rotate back to B side will be made. The question is, will it be made soon enough? Seems like no, because Ecstasy is alone on site and Fierce takes down another one. He's playing absolutely out of his mind today, just getting all the entry frags. And another by Fierce. That could have even been a pre-fire. Will he get the ace? That's the question. Almost takes him down as well. Wow, what is happening with Fierce here?
He's really showing out his colors. I mean, we've already seen this before, that he's able to be the in-game leader and take MVP plenty of times already. So he's really just showing out his, not only his ability to make his decisions and be in the midst of all the combat, which is an incredible skill to have.
Yeah, definitely. Fierce has been one of the better players on Euphoria's side for this tournament, I would definitely say so. Mixage, though, steals the ace away from Fierce, but I didn't think it was going to happen anyways. Emotional, though, with a nice wallbang there. But I don't think, you know, anything is on his side to get retake. So, another round will go down for Euphoria. 3 in a row now. And I feel like this is a pretty normal score, you know. You see this normally in rank, you see this in scrims, you see this in other tournaments. I wouldn't say that this game is as crazy as it seemed. But for the side of Euphoria, though, it seems like Rooms has failed to yet find a kill, and Genesis only on 1. So, you know, I won't put them down at the start of the game, but I feel like if Euphoria wants to, you know, make this comeback come true, then Fierce and Genesis definitely have to show up. Otherwise, It's a 3v5, and honestly surprises me that Euphoria has gotten 3 rounds with basically only 3 of their players fragging out. But yeah, it looks like it's an A take. This one is more aggressive. They use smokes to kind of hide their movements. Fierce with a nade, and he... No, I thought he was going to entry there through the smoke. Even Fierce is not fierce enough. He's not even crazy enough to try that, to enter through the smoke. So it looks like they just faked it out. And look, that actually worked. 4 of the players have rotated towards the A side of things on side coalition. One of the players does stay on A, Fierce that is. He gets taken down. And now it's all about what Euphoria can do entering that B side.
Yeah, and if they can quickly get onto the B side before they get the full rotation, then this could be good for them. But it looks like they're going to take it a little bit too slow because they are now working on the rotation back around to B. Because Fierce being taken out, they automatically assume that they're going to be rotating back. So unfortunately, that's not going to be in their favor. So it could be a complete shutout for them here on the B side.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how Euphoria is playing right now. Like, they're rotating a lot, and it's working, at least for now. You know, they haven't entered the site yet. I feel like they maybe played it a bit too slow on the B side of things once they rotated. But then again, we have to remember, they don't see through the walls like we do. So they had no information about, you know, the whereabouts of the rain. They could only guess. That's probably why they took it careful. Anyways, they do get on site eventually. Rubes and Mixage both adding 1 to their tally. And hey, look at that. The site is open, the bomb is down. Yes, Adam and Genesis are low, but at the end of the day, Rain is the one who has to take action, retake. So, emotional there. Not quite sure how he got that kill. Trying, he saw someone on truck, not able to connect though. Yeah, he's just gonna reload. I feel like they should go for this retake anyways, because maybe they don't know that they're low, but it's a 3v3. But time is running out, and Genesis finally putting another one on the board. Good for him. And last player there with Shusha just takes him out of the wallbang. Actually, not last one more B mid. But yeah, there's no more time. Oh, he actually takes the kill.
Oh, and he is able to take over him right to the last possible second. Ecstasy still able to stay alive with 3 HP, which is astounding. But Euphoria is still able to take that win. They were able to distract him just long enough.
Yeah, that was interesting to see. I feel like they maybe took it a bit too slowly, the retake, because as we saw, he was able to get the kill, but, you know, not the defuse because of the time situation, how the bomb plants work. But, you know, whatever. Rain tried their best. At least they killed all the players on Euphoria's side, so now their economy is a bit worse. You know, they all have to buy guns, which is kind of expensive. A gun, Kevlar, some nades, that's already 4K there. So yeah, good for the side of Rain to kind of damage the economy a bit. Fierce though, another entry frag. That is one of the hardest things to do, to entry frag, to get the first kill, because in a 5v5 situation it's the default. So you have to you basically have to aim better to get the kill. When more players die, you know, it's more down to luck, more down to how you play. But in 5v5, getting the entry frag is hard. So great job for Fierce for doing that. 2 are towards a mid area. One of them is both of them are actually playing in this kind of head glitchy area that I kind of complain about sometimes when I play rank. Thyming with good timing there, getting the rooms. And Mixage immediately refragging there, and now they're entering the B side. And oh, look at that! Wow, Fierce got Shusha there, and Genesis goes down for his timing, and now it's all down to Emotional. It gets a nice wallbang. We've seen so many wallbangs in this game today. I feel like it's because Critical Ops added the emblem that says wallbang, so now, you know, we're more up to date when that happens, but still, it's great to see. It's great to see that these players are up to such high standards that it's easy for them to get, you know, kills through walls, through, maybe not through walls, but through glass, through objects that you can wallbang. It's definitely makes the game more interesting and more fun to watch. And look at that. Looks like Euphoria is going on the pistol round for the B stack, and then one is Info playing on A. And looks like they made the right decision. Rain is gonna slowly approach that cafe area. Now, granted, they might rotate once spotting too many players on that B side of things, but, you know, Euphoria can also rotate if they know Rain is rotating. That is all brain games here.
Yeah, they're able to really push forward, and you know, right now for Rain, this being their first round to plant, you know, we'll be able to see if their strategies are going to continue to work, being that they selected defense for the first round, for the first set of matches for here. That was playing to their strengths, and Euphoria might be able to use that against them at this point to be able to really lock it down, but it's all up to Rain to be able to punch through that defense. It looks like it's not going to work for the first one. Adam is going to take out Faultless right here off the bat. And we're going to do a couple extra shots. For the Misses, we're putting it down. Just and Ming able to take out Genesis and Mix. And it looks like Emotional taking on Adam in the corner. Leaving Fierce last alive. We got one from Fierce, one from Rooms. Yeah, looks like we're going to get a headshot through the ball lane as well as the glass. Ecstasy able to take out Rooms and then immediately switch to Fierce and take that first round of the pistols.
Yeah, Rain breaking the 5-round dry spree that they had. You know, they started off hot and steamy. We saw an ace, we saw a crazy play, Sniper 3K, we saw even a knife there. But then they kind of fell off for a few rounds, you know. Maybe it was just emotions, maybe their ego got in the way. But yeah, they lost 5 rounds in a row to Euphoria. So now, finally, they're putting the 8 up on the board, breaking that Euphoria win streak. And now it does look a bit more serious for Euphoria. They have to win 8 in order to win the game. So, you know, it's still a long way ahead of them. Fierce here, playing for info. As the in-game leader, it's best for him to play for info, so when he gets the info, he can make valuable decisions that affect the whole team and help them. So he's just staying game mid, probably trying to listen for footsteps and figure out where everyone is going, but doesn't seem to be working for him since there's not many players to mid of things. Faultless there with a very questionable kill there. I don't know how that worked out for him, but he does get the headshot. Immediately refragged by Fierce. Not Faultless, but now it's a 44. And Fierce, he is a huge aim mid area to cover with a GSR. Rooms spots a player. What is happening here? They spot Rooms, he goes down, Faultless able to take this A58 kill. Now Fierce knows they're coming towards aim mid, he gets overwhelmed and shut down by Faultless. And now it's a 2v4.
Yeah, Faultless able to pick up the weapon to really use that to his advantage. Really to keep that in mind for him and be able to use that. And Genesis and Adam Q, the last 2 alive. Adam really trying to hold to the head glitch here on B. Looks like they're circling back around through storage area and going into onto the B side. Adam with just a pistol in hand. I'm not sure if there's much he can really do. He's going to have to use his equipment to his advantage, which I don't think it's going to help him all too much. Faultless able to take the headshot on him. Faultless come in and try to clean up, but Genesis able to take him out. And Genesis is able to pick up the weapon, but unfortunately not put it to use, and Ming is able to take him out, bringing him up to 9. Euphoria is still sitting at 5 for the scoreboard.
Yeah, Rain is definitely now stacking up the rounds to win the game. They only need 4 more. They'll probably try their hardest to win this round so that they get that significant 10 on the board. Not that this, you know, matters more than 9 or 11, but I feel like once you see that 10 on the board, your dreams and aspirations of winning the game actually become more of a reality. At least you look more seriously on it. But Faultless though, taking down Fierce. Fierce not able to take the entry frag, at least not this time. I feel like he's done enough for his team to open up. So now his team will actually have to show that they're able to do something without Fierce. I mean, it's not that black and white, but yeah, they'll have to show that they know what to do when Fierce isn't getting all the entry frags. You know, they know how to operate those assault rifles. And Emotional here, trying to get the knife jiggle peek, trying to get some info. Flash comes in as well, but no push, so effective. So they basically just wasted the flash there, which is fine, you know. Pre-fire comes in as well. That corner is one of the hardest things to check when you're pushing on the breach side, so it makes sense they're, you know, using 1 or even 2 flashes on that spot, since it's a very hard spot to counter, especially if someone has a shotgun, especially then. And I feel like they might have had the idea that someone is there with a shotgun. But look at that!
I've seen a couple 3 and 2 pieces from that corner as well for the shotguns. It is definitely a really bad spot to be in if somebody's sitting there. Just picking off his first kill match here. Rain still sitting at 5 players. And he's got 3, almost 2. Genesis taking a lot of damage. Almost down. You know, Bottom is going down on the B site. He is taking some damage, but he's able to make contact and take out Emotional. And to prevent the bomb from being planted, there is 13 seconds left. Bomb is going to go down and officially reset that timer. Mix trying to get some sprays through. Unable to make at least to finish off the kill. Faultless able to get the headshot on Mix. Rooms trying to hold a good position. Faultless able to take out Genesis. Rooms on Ecstasy to get that wall bang. Is now down to 1v2. Rooms last alive on for the side of Euphoria. Everything goes down to Timing. And so unfortunately that is going to be going to the side of Rain, bringing them up to 10. And Euphoria is still sitting at 5. Again, like you mentioned, once you get to that 10, the 2-number set, you are now just a few rounds away. And so this is where I think Rain's going to be showing out again, where they showed off in the beginning. So we're going to be seeing some crazy action from them hopefully here soon.
Yeah, Room's trying to redeem himself there. He already had 4 kills. Well, that's definitely an improvement since he had 0 for quite a lot of the game. But so he's definitely showing up, but he wasn't able to fully redeem himself and get the 1v2 clutch there. But I think it's good enough, you know. He is definitely, and Genesis as well. They've gotten some more kills, and I think that's one of the reasons why Euphoria pulled those rounds back. It's definitely because of their help. But now it seems like Euphoria is calling for their help again, because Rain is just slowly but surely extending that lead and just making it even harder for Euphoria to do anything. And now Genesis in that spot that we talked about. We'll see what he's able to do with the shot.
He's ready to go with a shotgun in hand. Let's see if he can make contact. Keep it, but they're pushing in. Ecstasy, Shush able to take out Genesis Fierce and Adam to at least do the trade on the Shush, but Ecstasy is able to get another trade for Mix with the Deagle in hand to take out Faultless. It's all up to Mix versus Timing, Ecstasy, and Emotional, all with full buys. And now Mix was able to pick up an SG to put it in hand. It looks like Emotional able to take him out and bring it up to 11 for the side of Rain.
Yeah, things could have probably been different if Genesis got killed there, or even if he got 2. I feel like he got kind of critical ops there because the flash was definitely not in his face. He turned away, he looked at the wall, it was way behind him, and he still got flashed for like 5 or 10 seconds. So, you know, that happens in critical ops sometimes, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like, yeah, it could have been different if the flash didn't flash him kind of unjustingly. Anyways, Fierce here, holding the A mid area. 3 there, actually. We've never seen that. Fierce goes down, Faultless has 2 more to take down, but he is just not up for the challenge. He just goes back. Hey guys, look, I killed him. I can just go back. I don't have to peek him. And it's lucky for him that he doesn't kind of let himself peek again, because, you know, there were 2 players there. I feel like maybe he could have killed another one, but probably not 2 of them. Adam, though, in an interesting position here. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he sees it. Okay. Never mind.
It's gonna be 1 and almost 2. Emotional able to take a Mix, and then Timing for Adam. Emotional for Rooms, able to slowly dwindle it down to Genesis with the U ratio in hand. If there's anyone who can do it at this point, it's gonna be Genesis. All he's got to do is make good contact shots. They do spot him. They know where his position is, and Ecstasy is able to quickly get the headshot on him and take it up to 12. Euphoria still at 5. There's 1 round left to go. This could be match point for Rain here going into moving forward into the bracket. We got Emotional with 21, Ecstasy with 18, Faults with 16, before Shush down there and down at the bottom as well.
Yeah, I feel like Rain isn't winning because they have like insane strats. Their aim is just better. Like their aim is constantly better in pretty much every 1v1 that I see. Their positioning, and you know, they just connect the bullets faster. They have better positioning and they get a kill sooner. So I feel like Rain winning now. And on the T side as well, it wasn't really, on the CD side as well, it wasn't really because they had like insane positioning for the CDs or strategies. They just have very high individual skill, very high individual movement and individual aim and game sense. So I feel like that's where Rain is winning now. Yes, Euphoria is also slacking off a little bit. You know, some of their players are maybe not their best day. Most notably Genesis, the insane sniper player. But I feel like Rain just has the better aim here. Adam though, getting the headshot, and another one. Great play by him. A 3! Wow. That's a great play by him right there on the head glitch, which I was complaining about. Anyways, Emotional takes down Rooms. Now it's a bit more close, but we'll see how it turns out. And hey, look at that. Emotional reloading the sniper, not catching anyone there. I'm still waiting. I meant Mixage, my bad. I meant Mixage. But yeah, there might be some engagement there since 1 player is towards the A mid area and, you know, Mixage is with the sniper holding the connector area. But I feel like now Ecstasy and Emotional are just trying to play it slow and kind of play off of the mistakes of Euphoria. The problem is that, you know, Euphoria only has 15 more seconds to wait. So they're probably going to save it. Yeah, Emotional on 3 HP. I don't think this is going to be a plant.
No,
be
definitely
honest with
not.
you.
He's not going to be pushing for this. They've definitely have enough wiggle room left for them to be able to let this one go. Euphoria will go up to 6 on the scoreboard, but they've got a big long road ahead of them for to be able to match back up to 12. I think at this point, Rain is going to have to easily just get one round, just blow it out on one of the bomb sites, and they'll get the plant. They may lose one, maybe another round, but they've still got plenty of room to play with at this point to be able to have that happen.
Yeah, comebacks do happen, insane comebacks do happen, but I feel like, you know, it's the biggest chance is that Rain just takes it, as you said. Maybe they lose a few more rounds, they try out different things, but at the end of the day, Rain has 6 opportunities, 7 actually, they have 7 opportunities to win the round, and Euphoria has only 1. So, you know, it's different. It's definitely a different mentality to play with. Rain though, they're taking this very slow this round. Look at the radar. Like they're basically 3 cafe. One is towards that kind of B mid area, just holding it, and then we have who is it? Emotional, just being the lurker, trying to scout out some information and just makes maybe connects some frags, but most importantly, just get information and get map control so that you know Rain is sure that Euphoria isn't maybe in the areas of the map they didn't expect them to be at. And yeah, it looks like they're slowly but surely moving towards these side of things. I think that by now Euphoria, like they just know that it's me. There's too many guns to be going off for it to be a fake. So yeah. Oh, look at that. They might be rotating back. That's actually what I thought. You know, when you use all of that utility and make so much noise, sometimes you want to rotate back. And hey, Euphoria did just that now. It's very weird how they play the B side. There's nobody on B side. There's 2 guys like Power ready to engage. Smoke does come down, blurring their vision, making it hard for them to see the cross. And there goes the execute. Is this the final round? We'll see. Rooms able to take one. Timing on site, planting down the bomb. Faultless getting a headshot on Genesis. And not another one. Timing doesn't go down.
Yeah, with the bomb being planted, they only had just about 10 seconds left for that round. But they got the bomb planted and everything reset. We're looking at a 4v4 right now. There's only one person on each side down. Emotional and Genesis both out. Fear's getting taken out right from the side. Just able to make that happen along with Rooms for timing. Mix with the U ratio in hand. And trying to hold out, trying to really show Genesis how it's done. XC is able to take him out along with Faultless for Adam and Ecstasy for that one. And that's going to be match point and game. Rain's going to be able to take that win. Emotional coming up to the top with 22. Ecstasy for 20. Faultless 18. Shush and Timing with 10 and 8.
Yeah, that was a very interesting game to watch. Definitely didn't go maybe just as expected. You know, it was a bit different than a bit different scoreline, a bit different performance by individually than I expected. But I feel like Rain just completely deserved the victory here. They definitely were the better team, and they were also the better players. Now, if we just quickly, you know, look at kind of why this game went as it did, I feel like it's definitely because of how Rain played and how well prepared individually they were. I was looking at Radar a lot of the time, just figuring out, you know, what kind of strats Euphoria and Rain is running, and it seemed like Euphoria was the better prepared team, strats-wise, or at least they executed strats more. They had like more original, more interesting strategies and stuff. But Rain, they just had better aim and better movement by far. They were also better positioned individually and you know whatever. But I feel like the biggest thing that made this game tilt towards Rain side of things was just their aim. Their aim in you know engagements and 1v1s. We saw that crazy ace by Ecstasy. We saw that crazy sniper 3K by Emotional. Their aim was crisp. Their aim was just on point today. And I feel like even though Euphoria tried their best, and yeah, maybe there was just some, you know, not the best individual performance by, I think it was Rooms and Genesis, but I feel like at the end of the day, even if they did play good, it would have been a closer game. But Rain, their aim just seemed impeccable. It just was better than Euphoria. There's nothing else I could say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if they were able to play at their peak performance with Genesis and Room, I do agree that Rain would still have been able to come out on top with still taking the 13. Maybe it have been, you know, 10 or 11 to really kind of squeeze that gap a little bit. But based on what we saw with that match, Rain was really here to take the win, and they were ready to go. And of course, they are moving forward into the winners bracket moving forward, and Euphoria is going to drop down, unfortunately, but they still have a chance. Of course, we'll find out here in just a bit who they're going to be going up against. We still have Ruthless Gaming and Team Elevate coming soon in the next matchup today. And whoever loses that will then go up against Euphoria, but for the most part, we'll find out here soon who Rain is going to be fighting up here tomorrow. And of course, we'll be back here in just a few moments to see that happen. But until then, guys, we'll see you back in a few minutes.
Yep. does know where emotional is, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You know, one frag is not going to be enough. Joey and Faultless moving in. Mixage probably will try to fake plant it and bait out players. He does hear some of them coming, so he has an idea where they are. Gets one. I'm not quite sure why Joey was making all that noise there. It definitely made it easier for Mixage to capitalize on that frag. But the last one is Faultless, and he is not making any noise. He's just crab walking around. This is down to timing, and Mixage is able to take it.
A whole lot, but is able to pick off one, but Envy does take him out. And Genesis getting that one shot. And oh! Make that two! The smoke. Fane's not in the best position, holding the corner. There are three members of Rain right around the corner. And he's able to get one, two. Can he get the third? Oh, he does!
Three. Bane's there. Insane
North,
play
go
by
for
Bane.
peek. Few hits in, but unfortunately is not able to. It's 3v3. Atik North really low. Kippy definitely really low. Considering he's at 0 now from Lilo. And is getting a jump shot. Almost headshot through the actual. Oh! Beautiful from Lilo.
Control, you can basically shut off all rotations from side to side. And
Oh!
Hey, what is that?
Lord! What?
That's
Room
insane.
clearing it. All right, Room's really showing up now.
As of now, they're just kind of waiting it out.
Joey.
Kissel versus
Kissel.
Joey. What?
Yes,
Is
he
able to
does
flag.
take him out.
That
Oh,
time,
he better
though.
wait. Oh, and he gets
Ooh.
a headshot. His own grenade helping him. And
Hit
a triple. Third. Woo! Kissel really bringing it up.
And Faultless,
They come barreling through. Ball's able to get him.
Definitely do.
They're trying to continuously get more. There's a lot of low players for the side of Rain. All super, super low. Adam and Mix just needed a couple taps on each. It looks like they're able to do so. At least take out a few of them. And just like that, a quadruple kill. Adam going nuts.
That's a
They're
very
just going-
interesting ball.
Yeah, they're going super aggressive and just letting it go. I think they're just going to let this round go, get what they can
Oh,
get.
Kitsel just
Triple. Kissel
always
coming in. Yeah, I think this was literally, they just gave it to him. They walked middle and just stayed like, hey, kill it.
feel the competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Geyser to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Geyser to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but Mickey is fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
Hey guys, welcome back to EU Finals of the Circuit Season 2, and this is going to be game number 2 that we're bringing to you. This is going to be Ruthless Gaming versus Elevate, and of course, this whole thing is brought to you by Compact Esports, Critical Force, and Geyser. And so we'll be getting back into the hot seat here soon with these two teams, but we're going to be going over a little bit of their stats and everything that we've done thus far with these guys, because all these teams have done a wonderful job and everything from across the board. And these teams have gone and they've through the trials and the tribulations that we've seen thus far between these two, and they've eventually made it here to the finals, coming in with all their points and everything that they've had. I think they've done a fantastic job. Ruthless Gaming able to squeeze in here just above Rain, which was just again able to squeeze in, and with Rain being able to take that win, being the barely able to squeeze through Tuho. Ruthless Gaming here with Elevate, they're neck and neck as well. So it'd be interesting to see how these two teams go up against each other and who's going to be able to eventually and go into the winner's bracket moving forward to go up against Rain. But of course, with everything being said, with that, these two teams have definitely deserved to be here. And congratulations to all the teams that have played thus far and to make it here. But at this point, we need to go ahead and check on a little bit of the stats from them. First, we're going to be starting off with Ruthless Gaming. They've done a fantastic job.
This is usually where I come in, statistics. It's what I like to talk about. I like to analyze the game. I like to analyze the statistics. I like to do analysis, basically. So as we can see, Vulgrant is at the top of the rating system. And then we have Titas, and then we have Banes and Attic and Kipe. But I think from this is like one of the most balanced team ratings that I've seen. Like, yeah, Vulgrant is in front, but he doesn't even have like 1.10 rating, but all of his teammates seem to be close to him. And I feel like we're going to see a very kind of, none of the players on the side of Ruthless are going to excel, I don't feel like, but they're all together going to probably try to take the victory. So I feel like Ruthless isn't the team where, they have like one or two star players that are insane and then the rest is kind of just there to tag along. I feel like Ruthless has genuinely built a roster that revolves around, same skill level players that are all pretty much the same level, but it's the highest level. Anyways, let's take a look at the side of Team Elevate, as this is the team that Ruthless will be playing against. We can see Noxic, one of the most prominent names of the Critical Ops esports scene, at the top here with 11.15 rating. Now, granted, Envy here has played 4 games more, so the statistics are always more accurate as more inputs are made. So Envy here with 1.13 rating, also very, very good. I feel like Envy and Noxic are definitely the two better, or actually the two best players of Elevate. And then Venley, also a very decent player. It's hard to say, you know, based on these statistics. I feel like when I read these players' names, I immediately like imagine how they played, and I feel like all of them have, you know, done their job, and you know, some of them might have a bit better rating, but at the end of the day, statistics again don't really prove reality, don't really show what's actually happening. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see which player makes what plays. Hopefully, we see some more aces like we did in the first game. If you guys didn't watch that, I would just suggest rewatching that game. It was a lot of fun. We actually saw finally a ace on stream. Anyways, I feel like it's time to take a look at the map veto, since we do have to know which map they will be playing on to, you know, advance further. So let's just take a look at that. Actually, Ruthless Gaming was able to ban the first map, and that is Soar. No, Soar is like immediately out of the window. That's the map that
Unfortunately, I mean, come on, right off the bat, they were just like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
That was just like throw it in our face. I feel like they could have done it, you know, ban it as the second map at least, but no, it's the first one. Anyways, Raid is the second one. We haven't seen a single Raid game yet, and I feel like there's many reasons why. Canals, pretty interesting, is the third map banned. I feel like all of the teams are going to ban Canals, since again, as I explained, they aren't sure, they haven't played the other team on the updated version, so they're not sure at all what to expect. Anyways, Team Elevate, though, with their corresponding map ban, is Bureau once again. That's quite interesting to see. I feel like this map ban stage map veto stage is pretty much the same as the first game. But let's see what they have prepared for us for the fifth map, which is Legacy. They banned Legacy. Oh no, don't tell me this is gonna be another grounded game. I mean, I love grounded, it's a fun map, but come on, 2 groundeds? There you go, it's Plaza, we already know what's coming, so it's either grounded or port. Which one will it be? I would really hope it's port, but grounded is also gonna be fun. But it is grounded and port. All right, and grounded is the decider. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta watch, you know, the same map twice. It's definitely, I think, good for the people who are trying to like move up the ranks or, you know, up the skill level in critical ops to watch the same map twice and see how different teams play it. Because oftentimes, like the way how these teams approach the same map is very different. And I feel like because it's the same map, you can learn a lot from it. You know, it's not only that you see one perspective, you see 2 perspectives, and then you can kind of make your decision. You know, what is better? Is it better to play like this team? Is it better to play like this team? So we're gonna see grounded once again. It's fine. It's gonna be interesting to see. I feel like the first game kind of ended unexpectedly and maybe not as not, you know, as Twitter predictions and people and whatnot had in their minds. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this one turns out. Now I do feel like Team Elevate here is kind of the favorite, you know, to take the map. If I had to make my bets, I would probably bet my money or bet my dignity or on Elevate. But I feel like Ruthless could show a great game here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm quite sure that the knife round, we're going to see. I'm not quite sure. Oh, it's actually live. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. This is underway. This is the first round. No knife round, that happened off stream, off camera. So there we go. We see some nades. We see a revolver on Unluck, who's actually playing today. So that's interesting to see. Enui as well, Venley, Noxian, Fricks, and then Kippe, North, Volgrant, North, Volgrant, JW, the first time we see him, and Titas on the other side. They already have almost entered the site. Noxie with a headshot, Titas with a quick refrag, Venley with a double there, insane blip, and almost a triple, goes for the knife!
Going for the knife? Can he make contact? No!
Got stuck there.
He went forward, so you gotta commend him for that. Envy able to take out JW. And able to really hold it down. T-Toss is the only one left against Envy, Unluck, and Fricks. Able to make a few contacts, but unfortunately it goes down to Envy.
Yeah, maybe on a usual day I would kind of shun Venley for going for the knife kill there. You know, it's always fun to see, but at the end of the day, you know, it's most likely that he doesn't get it. And what that means for his team is that instead of getting a kill that was quite easy for him, he goes down without a kill. But we have to remember that there was pretty much a set round for Elevate. There were a few players left for on the side of Ruthless. So I think Venley, that decision didn't really change anything. And again, I like to see knife kills, so I guess it was a good decision after all. Noxic here in an interesting position. Normally you see shotgun players here, and normally this position gets pre-fired. At least I pre-fire this every single time in ranked on the second round, because I just know how much players love to play it. But it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do. Spots one. Did they spot him? That's the question. I'm not quite sure. Oh, and Vulgran, they're also close. Oh
Gonna go
no!
for the
Goes
push.
for
It's
one, two.
It's two, and
Three.
almost barely took that from him. But Frick's able to come around and take out Kippe. And Tito's able to get the one tap on Fricks, but Nox able to come around and take him out quite quickly to bring that the second round under the belt for Elevate.
Yeah, Elevate there, 2 rounds down. I feel like this is what you see like most of the time. I think 90% of the games that we've spectated, you know, the team takes the pistol, they take the rifle round, the consecutive round, the following round as well. So that is as it should be, you know. But now, Ruthless, actually the first rifle round, we see some SA-58s on the side of Elevate, so it might be even easier for Ruthless to take this round, since this is the first one that actually matters, that actually shows, you know, how kind of how these teams line up against each other. Daddy unlocked there with the smoke. He's gonna try to play around that. I'm not quite sure. That doesn't seem to be a one-way smoke, but he does move dangerously close to it. Kippe and Tito's there waiting on the other side. He pretty much has his crosshair on the head of, and look at that. Kippe also has his crosshair on the head of Unlock. So it's pretty fun to see. It's literally like they have radar, but we know that they don't. That's why they have to go through the recording stage at the start. But yeah, this is pretty much a way. Yeah, but I mean, you can't even wallbang that. It's still fun to see. But this is pretty much a waiting man's game for the side of Ruthless. They want Elevate to make mistakes, but they're not making them. They're just waiting. If you want to camp, we can camp as well, you know. At the end of the day, we're on the collision side. Unlock though, gets spotted out, gets 1 and 2 with our first frag on Titas without luck or skill, I'm not sure. Either way, nice play by him, JW, with a refrag down Vulgrant, and they're making it 2v3 now. Van Lee though takes down JW, now it's down to Vulgrant on like 3 HP or, you know, less than 10 HP. And he goes down. And that's the round. And looks like Elevate, pretty similar start to the one we saw. Actually, copy past the start to the one we saw in the previous game. You know, 3-0 up on the Coalition side. For kind of the stronger team. You know, it was I made my prediction that Rain is going to win, and they did. So now I made my prediction that Elevate is the stronger one, and so far they are. But we have to remember that so much is a subject to change, and I feel like we're going to see that in the upcoming rounds. Enemy though, they doubled there. Yeah, nice play by him. The triple there actually.
Yeah, he's really just showing out, and of course we've only had one other grenade kill on the docket so far. Envy getting the 4th, and then Fricks getting the 5th to finish it off to get that round, and that's going to be round number 4 for Elevate. But again, we've only seen just a couple of rounds thus far, or actually only 2 grenade kills, which is a bit surprising because last time it was just mortars galore coming out of the sky from these grenades. And so, you know, they're definitely aiming more for their gun skill this time around than their equipment. Of course, you know, I think it's more fun, and this is a bit more serious for them being here into the finale, so they're definitely going to stay on target for what they need to do, for what they know that they can, instead of relying on luck for the equipment to go through.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they know how important this is, so even though they might go for silly plays like tonight, at the end of the day, they do play for the team. And Envy with an insane play, a triple racked up by him fairly quickly, and he rotates back to site, and Frick's now rotating back as well. Envy though, he's greedy, he wants the ace, and I can't blame him for it. He does go down. So yeah, North getting a double there might be a start of something. Unfortunately, he's left alone. He does have the bomb, the site, and the plant down, so now it's down to how well Elevate can retake the site. They're probably gonna all wait and then push in the site together, because they don't want to die one by one. That's the biggest mistake you can make if someone is in a clutch, you know, peeking him one by one. You always want to play with your team if the other opponent is clutching. And North, oh, the timing there, and yeah, Unlock just takes him down. Maybe he could have connected to Unlock's head if the timing was in favor of North there, but I don't know about the remaining 2 players. You know, 1v5 clutch is still a 1v5 clutch. It's a lot to ask for.
But he did a good job, but nonetheless, and he was able to at least take out 2 players. and get the bomb planted. So that's at least going to help with their economy and their money situation. Because right now you saw just before the buying started 48,000 for the side of Elevate, and only 8,000 for Ruthless. So they definitely helped them out at least a little bit. They definitely needed that.
Yeah, for sure. That was, regardless of clutching or not, that was a great play by Nord there. He did what he could for his team. And he also got the plant, which is, again, as you said, it just boosts the whole team economy even more, which is good for this, it's a start. But so far, strats-wise, oh no, and Noxic, I can't even finish my sentence. He just comes in with a double and almost a triple, not able to connect though. Reloading now. Behind the bush, Friggs though, takes down JW, and now Titas with the Euratio, but he's just gonna get overwhelmed. They probably hear his scope as well, so can try to get
Noxic
one.
and Friggs really able to really show their game, and of course that's going to be 3 for Noxic and 2 for Friggs for that game. Both of them showing off their MVP status. They're really kind of holding the top for the team right now, and of course that's not to say that the rest of the team's not doing their own part. Of course, Vinley with that U ratio and really holding down those positions, but right now Elevate with 6 rounds under their belt, and Ruthless still at 0. They've got to make up a lot of slack at this point. I don't know if they're going to be waiting for the rotation or not, but they definitely got a lot of headway to go. Unluck starting us off with a double North and Titas being taken out. Volgren just around the corner. Envy might be making contact with him here in just a moment. JW coming in, getting taken out. Volgren goes for Noxic and takes him out.
Yeah, he spammed, I think, on the head of the player who was like behind the wall as well, because grounded, like, these walls are wall buggable on his side, so quite sure he got like the assist there as well. And yeah, that's just, I feel like we've seen so many like doubles and triples in this game. I feel like Ruthless, they're not really, their strats are well, either they're going for like very blunt strats and they're basically just going like, yeah, let's just rush A mid, It's not a bad strat after all. Just rush A mid is not a bad strat if you know how to execute and if your aim is good. But I feel like what I meant to say with the doubles and triples is that Ruthless, they kind of just rush in and die, It's not really, there's not really refrags coming in or places where one player dies and then the whole team rotates or kind of fakes it out. Ruthless was so far just playing it slowly, but at the end of the day, very bluntly, very surely. It feel like they didn't really rotate that much once they committed to a site. Like we saw Ruthless and Rain do a lot, especially. Sorry, we saw Euphoria. I think it was Euphoria and Rain. They did that a lot in the previous game. So this is what I said comparing the two games. In this game it's way more static, way more. We either go A or B, and then we either get shut down, which has happened so far, or we get the bomb plant and win the round, which I'm hopeful to see from Ruthless. But yeah, it seems like, they're kind of playing for picks, but they're not pushing. They're kind of waiting for Elevate to make mistakes, but their Elevate is on the collision side. They don't have to push to win the round. They can just, camp it out and wait until Ruthless does so. So even though Ruthless is splitting up and trying to go both bomb sites, I feel like they're not aggressive enough and they don't get enough info. They've basically sit around for a minute 20 here with no information, with no like jiggle peeking or anything like that. So yeah, it's I can't complain about their strategy yet. Maybe it will prove useful in the next few rounds, but so far it seems like they're static and kind of uncreative in a way. Gameplay has been the downfall for them so far, but hopefully they can bring it back. And again, Envy, just see what I mean? It's just a double, and now, yeah, the round's pretty much over.
Yeah, just hangs out and then just waits for him to come in. Their aim is right on point for them. If Elevate and Rain has got up against each other, and Unlucky doing it again, two in a row, getting more doubles on the scoreboard.
He got 4 piece there. Yeah, great play by him. Yeah, I don't know. It could be just timing.
Oof,
or
at the top,
or
16-1 death. That is a beautiful kill-death ratio right now. Noxic at 7, Unluck at 7, Vinley and Fricks at 6 and 4. I mean, they just rocking it out today.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can say for the side of Ruthless, they're all failing collectively, there's, it's not like, at least they're doing something as a team, they're failing together as a team. Sometimes that's good as well. You learn the most from your losses. But damn, Kippy there with a nice opening on Unluck, unfortunately not able to get the smoke spray quite down. But I hope this round there's not another double kill where Ruthless is just kind of rendered useless after, the first double comes in. Anyway, though, in quite a good position here, but it gets checked a lot, and it also gets pre-fired sometimes, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do from that common position there. Volgren, though, he saw, like, white screen for like ages there. Nox in a great position, not able to make it work, and now Ruthless has actually opened up an opportunity for them to rotate to B side of things. Elevate though, still sticking on A, still not rotating. One of them is rotating, that being Vanily with the Euratio, since he can be the most long-range player and kind of spot out B side, but to be honest, Elevate doesn't really have to rotate, like they can just stay A. You know, Vanily is there. Volgrant with a nice opening there, it's not a headshot, but Vanily though shuts him down and unlock on another, and just like that, another round is down. You know, this could end in a 13-0. I really hope Ruthless is able to put something on the board, but right now it's all Elevate completely, and I feel like the reason why is because Ruthless's strategies, well, they're either not good enough or they're not working. Or they're either not good enough or, you know, they're good but they're just not working. But either way, it's not helping them much that they have zero round. So let's see.
Not. They need to really turn this around. If they need to really make themselves known at this point, they really need to switch it around again. Rotate is going to be coming here soon, but relying on the rotation, you know, that's not necessarily the best of plans. Because Envy still rocking it out, taking Volgren out. Venly gets the headshot on Kippe. And they are just here to take their names and here to play. It'd be interesting to see these two, with Rain and Elevate, go up against each other. But their accuracy today is through the roof. Venly taking out JW, leaving North and Titas by themselves. All 5 members of Elevate still left in this game. Frick's trying to hold the backside down. The same for Unlock. Of course, Tito's going to be hanging out on the other side of the wall, not knowing anyone is there. But just look at the economy difference between these two teams. 65,000 versus 3,800. I mean, right now, of course, that's not going to matter here shortly, but it's like the sheer amount of bank that they are holding on to is ridiculous. And of course, being that it's a 9-0, it's just also as well ridiculous in the same manner. Noxic about to really make some contact with North, but no, North gets the headshot on him with the AK in hand. So that's at least dwindling it down a little bit, but they still have 4 players to contend with.
Yeah, I feel like they're not really doing anything right now. They're trying to entry, but Titas goes down, and Unluck is just holding that position very strongly. Pretty good backstab though. Somehow I think someone spotted him through that glass area. That's why he did the pre-fire there. Since there was no noise made, but yeah, I feel like someone spotted him through the glass there. That's sometimes what happens, you know, you just see the player on radar. Probably they yelled it in the team chat as well, but Elevate getting the magic 10 there, and now only 3 rounds separate them from this best of 1 victory. Kippe yet to...
Something to note though, real quick on these scores right here. Not only are they all 3 across the board for Ruthless, but 0 at the bottom. But Envy has more kills than the entirety of the team of Ruthless right now. Just completely wiping all of the floors.
Another one.
Make that 2.
What is happening?
Oh, Envy is on fire today.
I'm sure that 20 KD will really boost his rating there.
Oh, I bet it will.
See some, yeah, like that is really crazy. 20 KD, that means for every 20 players that you kill, you die once. That is like insane to me how well Envy is playing today. But we can't even put down, you know, any of the other Elevate players. It's just that Envy is towards that A side of things where action is happening more. But at the end of the day, everyone on the side of Elevate is playing great. Friggs though gets refragged, so this was one of the closest rounds. Now that Noxy takes him down, it's another 1v3, which is very hard to do. But Titas there is able to take Noxic, so please Titas, at least get the hero round. Get the round for your dignity. Get the round so your team doesn't have to cry, you know?
Oh,
come on, I believe he can do it. But
he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for the stab.
Go for it.
And he goes for the stab in the kidneys
it.
and is able to take it. Redemption has been given. Gets the stab.
Yeah, this is just falling apart of the scenes right here. Like this is probably, if someone like showed me this score and you know what has happened, I would say this is the least likely thing to happen. You know, even though Elevate is good, I did not expect for the game to be this one-sided and this crazy. Especially when you look at the scoreboard. You know, how can you have like 2 deaths or 1 death? That is absolutely insane in the highest level of competitive. Venly though, spinning around there like a Beyblade, not getting any kills though. Knocks it, trying to spot out Belong. Almost hits a shot, but is not able to, but that doesn't matter since Unluck and Frix is there for him. JW though, player that I've seen get some frags in today for sure. One of the better players on the side of Ruthless, if you can even say that any of them are playing good this game. But yeah, it seems like Ruthless is just maybe not giving up, but it's going to be very, 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 very hard for them to do anything. Not even talking about a comeback, but you know, to get some rounds on the board. Kipe though, what was that? Was that a wallbang? That was a very nice shot by him. Can't lie. And I feel like that's the first frag that he's gotten, so props to him. And Enwy here just
we're
lurking
down
around.
to a 2v2. I mean, we are really... This is actually one of the closest games we've seen so far between them. But the unfortunate set of events is Envy is still alive and takes out Kipe and knocks it. Gets the appears to be a jump shot on Titas and bringing it up to 12-0. All Elevate has to do is take one round at this point. Ruthless, unfortunately, sitting in a spot not too great. Although they still have the redemption round, they
not
can still...
not too great is said very lightly. I feel like I think this I think if you're a minor, you should probably not watch a stream. Like this stream should be like PG-18 or something, because murder is just happening right in front of our eyes. Like,
it is. It's
yeah,
a little rough. It's a little rough around the edges.
It's
Need a little
very rough, I
sandpaper,
would
like
say,
200 grit sandpaper. You know, rough up those edges. But you know, they're doing some good work. They're trying, and you know, they're really working their way around it. And yeah, the CC getting the redemption round maybe in the future being a 0-12, but they're working on Envy, just starting it off strong. You know, they taking out Kipe.
At least they got
Envy is
the
one to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Enwy is the best player today from what we've seen by far, but maybe it's not because of his skill, but because the other players haven't been tested as much. So, you know, we can't know that what we haven't seen. JW though, in kind of strong position here. It was good that they actually got the first frag. It was one of the first rounds where Ruthless got the first opening frag. It wasn't immediately 4v5 or 3v5. But look at that, they just know everything. JW has no chance. Titas with a nice frag. He could maybe make something work, getting overwhelmed a bit. Not able to connect, reloading, both of them are there. And there you go, and Luck takes the frag, takes the game, and takes the 13-0. Something that you don't see every day in any kind of game where, you know, especially in critical ops where there are so many chances to get one round and just the game going in this way and them going 13-0 with Envy having an 8 KD and Venly having a 3 KD and Daddy Unluck having 12 KD. That's double digit KD. That is just so insane. This game was just not expected at all. But I feel like it was still great to see. You know, it was definitely interesting to see the kind of just everything fall apart for the side of Ruthless there. I'm not saying that, you know, they played really bad, but I feel like Elevate was just so much better today. Maybe some rounds could have, you know, went for the side of Ruthless, but at the end of the day, Ruthless could have done all that they wanted. Envy and Venly, they were just too good, you know. There's not much that you can do when you look at this, when you know you're losing like 0-10, and then you look at the scoreboard and you're like, oh, this dude has died, oh, once the entire game. He has died once. Like that doesn't really happen a lot, and yeah, this is definitely an exceptional game to see, something I didn't expect, but I feel like it was fun. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much since Ruthless gets into the consolidation finals and they can technically still make it to the finals and take their revenge. But yeah, just a great game, I would say. It was definitely fun to watch, and it's fun to catch some, you know, some breaks like this from time to time. You know, people like to say 12-12 and then the team takes it in the last round, but games like these just prove kind of how one-sided the things can get if you kind of all the right things and, you know, everything just aligns for you. The stars
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And these teams have really done their training and done their testing and really going through the maps. And, you know, we saw grounded twice today, but definitely that's what they've practiced for and worked their way towards it. Again, it's one of the longest standing maps, so it's not a surprise to see them doing so good for it. But again, we got to congratulate Elevate and Rain for being able to take the wins today. And of course, for all the teams for playing today, and of course, making it here, we're still going to have the the next rounds for the losers bracket or lower bracket, and so we're going to be able to see that tomorrow. It's going to be at 3 p.m. That's going to be CET, and that'll be tomorrow. And then we'll see the upper brackets round as well. We're going to see a best of three, 2 best of threes, and then a best of one. So keep tuned for that. Also, keep following us on Twitter and everybody as well to keep up to date for those times. And we've got those posted for those matches. And then, of course, keep a note on Sunday at 6 p.m. Same thing for CET. You guys, that'll be the grand finals. And that'll be the finale to find out who's going to be in that. Of course, we'll find out tomorrow who those players and teams will be. But guys, we got to give you a massive shout out to you guys watching and everybody at home for hanging out with us and seeing these glorious games, especially what we just witnessed. It may not have been as many multi squad kills as we saw with Rain, but you know, Andy really showing us how it's done. Doubling the score of his two highest teammates on his team and the entirety of the opposite team for Ruthless. But again, congratulations to them for taking it home. Thank you to Compact Esports, Geyser, and Critical Force for helping make all this possible to bring to you guys. And of course, we'll be seeing you guys here tomorrow, and that'll be 3 p.m. for the lower brackets, and that'll be a best of 3 waiting for you tomorrow afternoon. We'll see you guys then.